So once you've loaded your G-code file onto the micro SD card, go ahead and load it. Make sure you're paying attention to the orientation and get it loaded into the Ender 3 printer. It will be a little spring loaded. You'll feel it snap in there. And once that's in there, then you can go ahead around back and turn on the power. If you turn on the power before, it doesn't seem to want to read the SD card. So put the SD card in before you power it up, and then it'll read the SD card. So what you're going to then do is use the dial to adjust. You can rotate between the different settings, but what we're going to want to actually do is go ahead and print. Everything should be set up for you. And here's where you're going to want to select your G-code file. So this is where, using your initials, I use TX here to go ahead and select it. Now that you've selected your file, the first thing it'll do is heat up the heat bed. Okay, so the heat bed is going to heat up to 60 degrees C, and then once the heat bed is actually finished, it will then transition over to the nozzle. And you can see here now that the heat bed just finished reaching its target of 60 degrees C, and then the 200 degrees C nozzle temperature kicked on. Nozzle temperature is a little bit faster to heat up to temperature than the heat bed is. But at this point you really don't need to do anything. The printer will take care of itself, and it will start printing once everything is set to the proper temperature. As you can see now, we're getting close to reaching the nozzle temperature, and once the nozzle temperature is set, you'll hear the printer start to engage, and it will move the nozzle to its home base, which will be the front left corner, and it'll touch down. And you can see we have some extra there, and that's okay, that'll happen. What it'll first do is lay down this strip to make sure that it purges out the edge of the nozzle, and before it starts to go and actually start printing your part, you'll have a clean nozzle ready to go. The first thing it'll do is put that perimeter base layer down that goes around outside of your part to help with the cooling of the first layer. I'm going to keep that at a nice warm temperature. So it lays down that perimeter, and then it'll jump to your actual part. Start printing the base of the actual part. At this point, you're good to go. And then you just have to wait the amount of time you need for your printed part.